Hello, everybody. I am SunPyschic Jean, and welcome to your connection to spirit. And with me today is Terri Suzuki from Kikaru Spiritual Journeys and Wisdom Seeker Joan.
Hi.
Thank you, ladies, for joining me. I'm so excited to be together today. And this is a different time for us, and we're really looking forward to seeing you all here. If anybody is open or is interested in having a reading, please do put your question in all caps so that we can see them. And so we would really appreciate that. So, Terri Suzuki, you have another show coming up later today. Did you want to tell everybody about that?
Sure. I have a show at noon Pacific time, which is just a few hours from now, and it's with Allie Martin, Heart and Soul Connected, and I will be part of her series of messages from your future self. So we're going to be talking about the future, and usually the people on the show are like doing tarot or oracle cards, and I will not be using any cards. I will be doing what I do and contacting your higher self for messages. So
Wonderful. Oh, that sounds exciting. Very exciting. And Joan, how are you doing?
I am doing very fine, enjoying the weather, even though we're kind of in a heat wave here, 95 degrees and humid, but got out this morning for a long walk. And as far as this kind of thing goes, I don't have any shows coming up until the 22nd, when for the first time for me, I'll be a guest on Ginger Faye's channel. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
I love Ginger. She's so much fun. Yep. You guys are going to have a wonderful time together. So, also later on today, I will be with Kelly from the Mystic Next Door, and she's very busy during the summer. But I had just a little window that she was available, so her and I are going to be together later on today at 3 p.m. Eastern, and that is 12 Pacific, and that is the same time I think that Terry's going to be on. But you can always watch the replay with Kelly and I for sure. But that's going to be a lot of fun. And please do make sure you stay tuned. I have a lot lined up for Friday and Saturday this week. Coming up, a lot of collaborations. And then on Sunday is my psychic fair. Well, I will be doing readings in person in just a little bit north of me in Glen Burnie, Maryland. So looking forward to that very much. And I want to say hello to Soul Chef Antonia. She says, Happy New Moon, ladies. It is the new
ooh,
moon.
yeah.
Thanks
And,
for
and
reminding us.
a beautiful one at that for sure. And I see Samantha, I see Garija, and I see Aditi. She says happy new moon too. I love you guys doing this. And I see Shining Love Light, and I see Four and Denise. So nice to see everybody. Thank you very much for popping in and saying hello. And I was wondering if there was anything else I wanted to remind everybody of. Um, let me just see. Uh, so later this week, let me just see. I'm confused about the time. It is this week. It is this week. I have a very special guest coming on Friday the 17th. And this gentleman's name is Jamie, and his website and YouTube is tarot.org. And he is fascinating. He is a wealth of knowledge for tarot. He's also a musician, and he also does corporate parties with tarot. He walks around, he's amazing. He's almost like he has like the energy of a magician, but he's using his tarot cards to read people. And I met him at the last psychic fair I was at, and he walked by my booth and he says, "Hello, young lady. May I give you a reading?" And I said, "Why, yes. when will I meet my true love? Just, playing along with it. And he gave me this beautiful reading with his tarot deck. And the tarot deck he was using was the French tarot deck, the very first tarot deck ever created. Not the one, but, a replica of that one. And it's so beautiful. And he was teaching me about the imagery on this tarot deck. I said, you have to come on and tell people about this. But he's really fascinating. And this is going to be, I've been looking forward to this. I had this booked for a couple of weeks, and it's going to be lots and lots of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Did he find out that you've already met the love of your life?
I didn't explain it at that time because I think somebody walked up, but I'll have to let him know that live on the show. So you'll have to watch and
I will.
And check it out. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And when you just meet somebody who you connect with, and their energy is just a good match for you. Okay, very good. Thank you, Denise. All right, so let's get started. I see Samantha. And Samantha says, would love a message from my spirit team and guidance, please. And then after Samantha, I see your local Karen is after Samantha. All right, I see you guys. So give us a second on the first one here, Samantha. We have to get in gear. So, Samantha, they're saying that you never lose it. You don't lose the magic. It just grows deeper and wider. And it parks inside of your soul, like in the seat of your soul. I see a lot of stability, but I also see a lot of awareness and messages coming in around you. So I feel as though it's something that you can trust, and something that is helping you to stay steady at this time. And I also feel that it may also lead you to a new discovery. I feel as long as you trust your instincts and rely on your energy to tell you, like your own discernment, I do feel as though this is going to lead to a new discovery. How about you, ladies?
Wow. Do you want to go, Joan? Go ahead.
Okay. Sure. And Samantha, when I tuned in, the first thing I saw was a big hawk, and its talons were forward, like it was just about this far from catching the mouse. The wings way out, just kind of keeping it aloft so it could grab that mouse and move on. So it's like you're this close to whatever it is. So you've done the hard work. You've observed what you're after. You're going for the goal, and you just need to grab it. So it seems like you're close to something important to you. And then when I went to the cards, I got the satellite symbol, which says turn on your light. But to me, the satellite symbol also means, like a satellite. You're circling without any effort on your own behalf. You're just kind of circling this thing that's important to you and observing it. It doesn't take a lot of energy, and you're bringing the light into it. So it's kind of like the bird, like you're getting close to it. And it's time for action now. And I also got the robin, new growth and potential are on the horizon. Reach out and embrace it. So maybe it's not a mouse that you're after. Maybe it's this new growth and potential. Just like it's there. Just like the robin knows that the worm is underground, and it can just sense it and go for it. And the last card I got from you was from the tarot. It's the world. So if you, if you grab the mouse, if you get the worm, if you kind of go for this, it's going to be a culmination to a whole sequence of events, a pretty big life, a pretty big culmination for your life, uh, uh, a whole new. I'm losing the word here, but anyhow, it'll be a good thing. You'll have the world in your hands. How about you, Terry? Sorry, I was stumbling there.
That's lovely.
Joan,
Okay,
can I
so
ask a quick question about that card? Did you give your world card some clothing?
Yes, I put a little
Oh,
swimsuit top on her because I got
yeah.
a letter from YouTube saying I violated community standards, and that's the only thing I could think that I would have done. So
I
now we
was
have
thinking
swimsuit.
about that too because I don't always remember to hide the bits. Well, thank you for
Yeah,
sharing that.
yes.
Thank you for sharing that.
wow, I did not notice that. Now I want to see the card again. Um,
Here, Joan, go ahead, show her. Show her
Let's see.
because you
It's
did a
already.
wonderful job.
Well, I got my Sharpie out. Oh, I already buried it in the rest of them.
oh, okay, don't worry about it. But oh, that's ridiculous.
Uh,
Wow.
and the chariot and the devil and there's a couple other ones and the
Yeah.
star
Yep.
is naked. Yeah. So
Oh
any of
yeah.
those.
Oh yeah, here
Oh
she
my
is.
gosh.
So she has a
Oh,
nice
oh,
little
that's
swimsuit top
that
on.
looks like it's just part of that little wraparound around her,
I
like a
know it
little
was
very
very
well
well
done.
done.
There's the
Very
lovers now.
Sorry.
oh,
They've
oh,
got little suits on too.
Adam and Eve are now covered. Yes.
Yes.
Well
Well,
done, Joan. Well done.
yeah. Thank
Sorry.
you for that little bit of humor because we're going to need it now. Um, so, Samantha, hang in here with me. But they showed me a horse's butt. Okay, they showed me the rear end of a horse, and so I'm like, okay, what are we talking about here? And they said she is very powerful. Because think about it, when you're driving some horses or they're plowing or something, they are the original horsepower that we time our cars after. So they're saying you are powerful, you have muscles, you're ready, your spiritual muscles, you are ready to go. And they're saying that you're a very hard worker, but you're working on something right now that's frustrating you. Something's very frustrating. You're not getting it as far as you think you ought to have gotten. And because you're a hard worker, you feel like maybe you haven't done enough. And they're saying, no, 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 no. You've done enough. You've done enough. Some of the work is resting as well and recouping and learning from what you've learned. You take in the learning from spirit and then you have to incorporate it. And then, oh God, then they said, don't be a horse's ass. And and what they really meant by that is they want you to be able to laugh at yourself. Laugh at yourself sometimes and realize when that you have taken all of your strength and gone too far with it. Like you're just moving it too far ahead. You're being too hard on yourself. Just know that they love you, they see your effort and they appreciate the effort, but they don't want you to just feel like it's going nowhere. It is building. Some of the spiritual building happens at the time when we're relaxing, we're sleeping, we're not thinking sometimes, and that's when it happens. So don't be too hard on yourself. Have a little bit of fun with it. Make fun of yourself once in a while, but just know that they see how well you've been doing. You're doing just fine. And that's it.
Yep.
That's what I got.
And she says that she's been feeling disconnected and she's trying to learn to trust the process.
Mhm.
Um, and that does resonate, Samantha, that we all need to trust ourselves and trust our instincts that what we have worked on and studied, this far in life will lead us where it is we're intended to go. And it's important. It's easy to sort of get down on ourselves or have doubt. It's a very easy little slope to slide down on, but go back to that trust and that faith and say, please, angels and guides and loved ones, please send me a sign or synchronicity so that I know that I'm still being supported or I'm still on my path. And they will. And be open to finding that. Hi, Carrie. Nice to see you. And she says, thank you, ladies. You're welcome, Samantha. All the best to you.
And the word I
All
was
right, so
looking for was cycle of fate on the world card. Just a little bit late. Sorry about that.
No, it's never too late. I think that's important. The
Yeah.
cycle of fate. Interesting, Joan. Okay, so I do have your local Karen is next. And then I have Seashell in the Sky. And Karen says, can I get a general message? I've been feeling really revved up lately. Ooh.
Revved up.
I'm going to try this. I do see a wolf. I think and what this is telling me is get back into nature. Be one with nature. Connect with nature in whatever way that you can. And this also connects to grounding. But I do feel that sometimes if we focus on the higher chakras, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye, and the crown chakra, we seem to be lofty and not very grounded. So being in nature will help to ground you, and or having crystals around you will help to ground you, or having a grounding mat, which I do have a grounding mat under my desk, will help to ground you. But nature is a really beautiful way. So you can go out to the pool, you can go to the ocean, you can go to the lake or the stream, whatever this is. And they're also saying this water element is important for you to soothe what it is that you are looking for. It's not looking for, but what you are, to find that balance that you're needing. And that's what I have for you, Miss Karen. How about do you want to go in the same order?
Sure.
Joan,
okay. I'll jump in. Karen, when I was tuning in, my third eye lit up right away. And then I started hearing songs. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. And I see all obstacles in my way. It's a bright, sunshiny day. So there's this feeling like you can see it now. Things that weren't clear before are now clear. And it's like, oh, now I get it. So I think you're having this moment of maybe seeing things in a little different way, a moment of clarity, and doing it from the source or from the state of being a little bit more in your vibe, more in touch with spiritual things is what I'm trying to say. When I went to the cards, I got the source, number 44, return to oneness. So it's like, ooh, that made the color weird. But anyhow, it's kind of, you're learning to, when things get difficult, to kind of go back and meditate or be in that vibration that will help you, again, get to the clarity part. But you don't have to just sit there and meditate all the time. You can be like the wren who says, be bold and confident, use all of your resources to create your dreams. So this isn't just about, oh, I'm just going to sit and say Om. I've had clarity about the obstacles, what my role in it, what I can do about it. I can get centered, and then I can make choices and go forward and work in the practical 3D world, because that's what we're here for. And the last card I got was from the tarot deck, the Queen of Cups. And just like Jean was saying, this is the Queen of Cups of love. Here's all this water, which is emotion around her. She's working on your behalf too, to help you achieve that state of the higher vibration that you're and frequency that you're looking for. So yeah, I think that's a good reading. It's a good sort of like melding of the spiritual and the physical. We're here for a reason to do things in the physical world, and yet you're learning and getting to the point where you can really use the spiritual practices that you know to make it effective in the 3D world here. How about you, Terry? What did you get?
Well, when I contacted your team, the first thing I heard is you should enjoy this feeling, enjoy this revved up feeling, because you don't get this all the time and it's a lot of fun. And they said, take the next step. I don't know what it is you're working on exactly, but they said, take the next step. And then they gave me another way of looking at it, that they said, if you're not sure what the next step is, they want you to go have some quiet time. Like maybe if you're near the ocean, go sit in front of the ocean and just be quiet and just ask, what is the next step? But they want you to have agency in that. They're not telling you what the next step is. You're the one who has to decide what the next step is. And by deciding what this next step is, making the next few steps towards that, then you will be going towards your goal. And I got the feeling, now what you're working on could be spiritual, but it could be physical too. I got the feeling like it's maybe about a job or a type of employment that you want. And they're saying, take the next step. And they also want you to know there's no wrong answer. You decide, because you're the one in charge of your life, what you want to do. And you already know what's available to you and what you can do. Sorry. They want you to go ahead and confidently take the next step. Let this feeling help guide you to remembering what it is you really want, and then take the next step towards it. Okay, that's what I got.
I love that. It's not easy, you guys, and we're just trying to help to like jog your memory and or inspire that thought in you. So that when you feel this guidance come in, that you take action on it, or that you recognize it, or that you remember it in some way. But all the best to you, Karen.
Well, I noticed she says, I am working on maintaining balance in my emotions. I'm also awaiting disability, no job. Think about what the next step is to getting that disability and go ahead and do it. Maybe it's a phone call saying, what's taking so long?
Or maybe it's just meditating and putting it out there that you receive it and feeling how you'll feel when you receive it. And that's an action item too, to help bring it in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And just because you're not in the employment field doesn't mean you can't be helpful or of service to others in your community, or even the nature around you, or the neighbor. It's a way to contribute in your own way, whatever that can be, in some sort of a group or some sort of a service, whether you can call and check up on somebody, or do what it is that you can do, so you have that connection to your community. I felt that was really important. And hello, Miss Dora Romero. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. And thank you very much, Kaja, for your donation. I do have your question. So Seashell in the Sky is next. And then after Seashell will be Kaja. So Seashell, and look at that. I love her icon. That's so beautiful. Any advice from my guides? Open-ended. So And just as a reminder, I mean, these are fine, but the more detailed your question is, the more detailed your reading will be. So, but that's just a little reminder. Aw. Uh, so, Seashell, I feel like you have some worries on your mind. You're a very positive person, obviously, with that icon. You can see things through rose colored glasses, but there is something that you are either dreading or you have uncertainty about. I don't know how to explain that. Like you're worried that your loving, beautiful outlook is going to be taken from you in some way. And it's important for us to maintain our expectations and our feelings about things, and not to go to the, what do they call that? It's like a catastrophe thinking, but I can't think of the term. And try not to indulge yourself into these fears, because these fears, I mean, is there a possibility that um, but it's not realistic to try and keep things within our own, what it is that we do have control over, what it is that we do have, that's in our world, and try not to absorb the I don't the fear or the overwhelm of the entire world, because there are um, a lot of uncertainties and a lot of changes in this world, but we all have our own lives to live. We all have our own um, purpose in this world, our own soul that is here to express itself. And it's important for you to focus on this, not to stick your head in the sand, but not to incorporate the world's problems onto you, and or worry about that it's going to come to your town or your home. It's highly unlikely. But it's important for you to be aware, have compassion, and also to live your life in the highest vibration, with the highest optimism that you can, because it's your um, it's it's your privilege to uh, live with this optimism. It's You're holding the light here for so many others. I mean, look at that seashell. I know you have light inside of you, and we all worry about the worst case scenario, but try not to incorporate that into your everyday life. Try and keep that as we need to make sure that we keep an eye open and that we're aware of what's going on, but try not to incorporate that into your everyday life. Sort of like compartmentalize or to separate that in some way. But you also could be very sensitive and be feeling the energy or the emotions of the collective as well. So, Seashell, you can say, is this my worry or my, mm, you know, feeling of panic, or is this, I'm picking this up from another place in the world? But it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's not we're not here to bear the all the problems of the world on one person. None of us are here for that. But it's here for experience and understanding and compassion. So, Joan, do you want to go next?
Yeah. Sisha, when I tuned in, I saw you on a surfboard and you were standing, you weren't really hanging 10, but almost. You were standing out way on the tip of it. But you were just kind of standing there. And it's like, oh, when you get, I think the message was you have to be agile enough to kind of move back and forth and read the changes, read the waves so that you're in the right place to stay in balance. It's like there isn't just one goal in life. It's like things are changing all the time, just like the ocean. And we have to read what's coming up to us and adjust to that. And sometimes we're out at the end of the board, and sometimes we're back further and all of that. And yeah, so I think that was part of it. Then when I was getting cards, I got the nine of wands, and it's like the nine. We're almost there. We're almost to the culmination. I got that word today of this cycle where the 10 is the highest one. And this guy, he's been in this battle for a long time, and he's successfully come through many challenges. He's still, he's got his bandage on. He's a little wounded from all the things that he's experienced so far, and he's got an eye on all these maybe opponents behind him. But don't worry about them. Think about, I might be a little worse for wear, but I've made it all the way to 9, and I'm not going to let these guys stop me from going forward. So even though life may not be easy, be appreciative of yourself, be proud of yourself, of what you've done so far, and let that give you the strength to know that you've got what it takes to move forward. And when I went to the angel cards, I got Archangel Cassiel, who's saying face fear and rise. And here we have the balance symbol right in her abdomen there. And it's that thing too. It's like whether we're at the end of the surfboard or worried about all the wands behind us, we just need to face it and face the fear head on, let it go, and then we can rise, or we can balance, or whatever. We can move forward. Don't be afraid of it. And I also, from the feathers deck, got the blackbird saying the magical and unique qualities of untapped potential are unfolding for you now. So they're saying you've got more. You've got enough to go to 10 and beyond with all these untapped potential that you know are within you, and Spirit knows it's there too. They're there to call on at any time to help you through whatever challenge you're facing. How about you, Terri?
Well, as I was tuning in to Seashell in the Sky, they immediately showed her to me and showed her hara cord. So the hara cord in, spiritual things is they sometimes people see it as like this wispy cord that comes out of our center, kind of our stomach area, and we're connected to the other side, to heaven. And it's unusual kind of to see it, but I saw them show me you with the hara cord, and they said she's connected, and she is connected to us quite firmly. And they just showed me you with the hara cord, and they said sometimes she forgets that the hara cord works both ways. She can send us energy, or she can send us, I want this, or please I manifest this. And so they're encouraging you to work on manifestation, work on sending them the information they need to guide you. And then, as I'm still looking at the hara cord, and they're telling me about that it works both ways, that it's not just a one-way, place for communication, that it goes both ways, then they suddenly put you in this bubble. And I'm like, what's that? And they said, well, she could go full astronaut, put a bubble around this, and then it's like we're really, really connected. And she's like an astronaut over there. And I'm like, oh, what does she need that? And they're like, no, she's perfectly fine. But if she would like to put a bubble of divine light around herself, then she will kind of have a little bit more protection around her. And then the communication also is more connected. There's less. I often use these bubbles when I'm reading somebody to help us make an echo chamber, so I can really hear, so that the message doesn't escape the bubble, so I can really hear it. And so they're suggesting to think about that this communication goes both ways. So in this, just like Joan's card with the balance symbol, they're saying there's balance here. And again, this seems to be a theme that I'm getting today, is there's agency. You have agency. You can make decisions about your life and about your spiritual life. And they will help you when you make those decisions. So go ahead with that. Thank you.
I love that, Cherry. I love that bubble and keeping the messages inside. I'm gonna try that. I
Yeah.
love that. And there's use your imagination, use your creativity, and allow for your spirit guides to assist you in every way and any way. And she says, "Wow, I get this both ways." And Joan, she says, "Thank you for the nudges." She says, "I do."
Wonderful.
And for me, she said, "I woke up this morning and made an announcement to my whole family about what veggies or fruit we're going to eating and not eating because of those parasites that are going around. It's that contamination on the produce. It's very daunting because, nobody wants to, have that uh, digestive disorder, and it is a little daunting, but she said, "This is most amazing advice I've ever gotten in my life. Thank you all. You're so sweet, Seashell." And we know you're a light worker. We know that you have those rose colored glasses on, and keep shining your light. Don't let anybody dim it. All right. So next we have Kaja, and then after Kaja is Nancy Ray. And thank you, Nancy, for your very kind and generous donation. So Kaja says, could I get a general about my upcoming near future? I'm going through a transformational period. Mm. This is about self-learning. This is about finding out what you have, what you're made of, what um, I feel like you have a beautiful expression of femininity, of matriarchy, of um, divine feminine. And I feel as though this may be challenged perhaps either by an in law or a cousin or a friend that may be challenging you with your own independence and not self worth, but your sense of self. And I do feel as though that you have what it takes in order to stand up for yourself and to not speak your truth, but speak your mind, be authentic, and to share what is on your heart in a compassionate way so that others will respect and understand you. It's almost like having boundaries and teaching people how to treat you, and not to allow people to speak um, you know, cross at you or talk down to you or tell you to be quiet. No, no, because you are important, you are worthy, and you have your own authenticity that you are free to express. As long as, I mean, we don't want to infringe on anybody else's, but you absolutely have every bit of right to stand up for yourself. I do feel like this is going to be coming in, but you're going to be relying on some truths that were sort of like deep down inside you. It's almost like you're going to impress yourself by what comes through when you feel not challenged, but when you feel not heard or not seen or maneuvered or manipulated in some way. You're not going to be doing that anymore. All right, very good. So how about you, Miss Joan?
When I tuned in, I saw an image that I see sometimes. You were a circus clown on a unicycle on a tightrope. And because you're the circus clown, you have all these things in your pockets, the funny balloons and the string of handkerchiefs and a big horn and all that. And it's like, I can't carry all this stuff across. So he just lets go of, he throws down all these things that you don't need. And it was just maybe you kept the parasol just to help with balance. It's like I need to strip things down to what's essential. I need to get my unicycle from this safe place to this safe place and just forget about all these other things, whether those are things people think about you or judgments about, whatever it is. let go of it and realize what's most important for you to stay in balance. And one of the ways to do this is the Archangel of Mercy saying, cherish your sacredness and know that, all these other things that are maybe expectations or just old habits or whatever, you can let go of those and know that you are perfect the way you are, stripped down to just, you don't need all the clown accoutrements. You're just perfect the way you are. And start believing that yourself. And also, I got the woodpecker. Use your discernment and fortitude to achieve goals and find a new rhythm. So, kind of getting rid of all that stuff might seem a little scary at first, but you can make choices, as Jean was saying, and establish a new way of doing things. Maybe you need to teach people how you expect to be treated. Or just saying, I always used to do it this way. Now I'm doing it this way, and deal with it. We'll learn as we go along. And I also got the Six of Cups about, kind of childhood caring and love and all of this. But it also might refer to things that might be painful from the past, from childhood, that it's time to give those things away too. Draw on all the beautiful love and feelings of being cherished and cherishing others from times past, from family, from friends, and all of that, and let that blossom in you like these flowers. But if there are old shoulds about, no, you really need to carry all that stuff on in your clown suit. No, you don't need to do that. So as the woodpecker was saying, use your discernment and decide what to bring along and what not going forward, so you can focus on the love and the good things. How about
Beautiful,
you?
Joan. Can you show me that angel card once more? That was brilliant. That's exactly.
Archangel of Mercy.
And what was the message on
And
it?
it said, cherish your sacredness.
That was the whole thing I was trying to get at. That is beautiful.
I love how
That's
this all folds together.
Oh my gosh, everything. Very good, Joan. Nice job. Oof,
Yeah,
I was feeling
that
it.
was amazing.
Thank you, Spirit.
The message I heard from them. So first of all, what I did is I tuned into your spirit. But since you're going through this great transformation, I thought I'm going to talk to her higher self instead. So I kind of went up a notch. And your higher self told me that they want you to trust this process. Trust that this transformation is for your highest good, and to not panic midway through. And they put this odd image of a butterfly. It's a little worm, and then it makes a little cocoon, and then it becomes a butterfly. But midway in that cocoon, it becomes soup. And I'm pretty sure at one point that butterfly says, "Oh my, that maybe this wasn't a good idea. Holy smokes, maybe I need out of here." And then they glug into the soup, and that's it. They're saying trust, and remember. There is something that you need to remember about who you really are. And I do think this is a spiritual remembering. It could be physical too, but I think it's spiritual. They want you to remember that you are an independent being. This life is your life. It's nobody else's life. You only get to be Kaja. You only get to be Kaja once. This is it. And you're Kaja, and you have to live Kaja all the way. They want you to remember, and then they want you to choose, make conscious choices. And there's one other thing. I thought we were completely done, and they said one other thing. Ask her to maybe daily in your prayers or when you wake up, or maybe before you go to sleep, they want you to call back all of your energy and to release any energy that's not yours, send it back to the creator for retooling. So it's just as simple as that. Just saying, I call back all my energy, and I release all energy that is not mine to go back to the creator. Because all day long we pick up other people's energy, We give away our energy helping somebody else or thinking about a problem or worrying about the news, and so we need to call it all back. Send the bad stuff out back. I don't like to just send it out. You can just say be gone. But I usually send it to the creator for retooling so that it goes into something good. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I got for you.
Thank you, Terry. Very well done. Boy, that was really powerful. It was
Yeah.
really powerful. All right. So next is Nancy Ray. And then after Nancy Ray is Colt the Wolf. So, Colt the Wolf, if you're still here, please say hello. Yeah, that was really powerful for me, you guys.
We're getting
Yeah.
things
And
that are
hi, Lynn. Oh, I'm sorry.
we're getting things that seem to be applicable to lots of people, I think.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm over here cheerleading and I'm going like this. I'm trying to be. I love it because I can feel it. It's like it grabs me and it holds me, and I'm like, it's connected. I can feel the resonance in the messages. It's just brilliant. Ah, so good. You're welcome, Kaja. So Nancy says, I'd love a message from Spirit to help me progress on my path. And I'm taking this as a spiritual path, Nancy. Um, you know, um, I do see that there's a lot of emotion around this, and I do feel as though you're questioning, perhaps you may be questioning some of your decisions that you're making. And I feel as though sometimes your ability to make decisions may be not allowing you to reach your that flow. That flow is not a solid or it's not a decision or a fork in the road. The flow curves around, goes back and forth, and allows things to maneuver in a way that is naturally and uh, along with this divine timing. So I do feel as though you may, and it's important to have fun and bring this joy in and not to take ourselves so seriously. I do feel as though you have this huge expectation or this want or this need that if you don't get it, you're going to be upset. But look at yourself, Nancy. This far, your life since you were born as a baby all the way till now. Look what you've achieved and look how far you've come. Look at the expansion and the awareness that you've achieved. And I do feel as though you may be holding yourself uh, under a microscope or under a more judgmental type of lens. And really, what it is to enjoy the moment, to allow for what is in the moment to bring us to the next moment, to try and find that flow, and not to be mad if you can't find the flow. No, that's not what it's about. It's about get to sort of let go and feel and sense and play and ask and discover and be led. And this judgmental or this comparison, it's all ego. And this is that's the secret. Girls, have I not, ladies, have I not said this time and time again? The secret is to let go of this ego, to let go of the judgment and the um, analysis paralysis. That's the golden nugget. If anybody wants to know, it's to let go of all that and to be free and to allow our souls to express through this human experience, not to have this human experience guide our soul. No, it's the other way around. And it's societal and it's conditioning and it's, behavioral or what we've been taught before that causes us to feel this way. But and if nothing else, try and put that into balance. Your ego, your judgment into balance with your ability to be free and open and carefree and flowing. The more that you can um, let go of judgment and expectations, not expectations, but holding on to emotionally to the outcome. And I'm letting you know, once you let it go and you think of something else, boom, it'll pop up. You're like, now it comes. And you're trying so hard and you're focusing so hard. No, it's when you allow and let things be free and easy and light and without expectation of the outcome and hope for the best and ask for the guidance and be inspired by the little nudges and the little signs and synchronicities in your path. And if you haven't been able to channel that ET yet, don't beat yourself up. Don't criticize yourself. Allow for things to unfold as they are intended. I do see what that once you make this decision to let go of some expectations, that things will start happening. And it may just be fundamental, it may just be, but it's all magical. Once you feel that magic, that unconditional love, that little sign, that little dragonfly that flies in front of your face and like looks at you and you're like, "Oh," and just relish in the possibility and try not to take yourself too seriously, ourselves too seriously. And it's about consider that we're all humans standing on a rock, circling around a ball of fire, hurling through a galaxy. I mean, it's all a miracle. And try and keep that perspective. I do feel as though you have yourself sort of under a microscope there. So how about you, Joan?
Yeah, I was getting more unicycles. This time I saw Nancy on one of those really, really tall unicycles. That's, 10 feet in the air. But you weren't on a tightrope, you weren't in a circus tent, you were just on a nice little road going through a little village. It's sort of in the distance and it's everything seems really calm. And I thought, okay, why is she on a 20-foot unicycle? And it's you're observing, you're getting the higher perspective and just kind of assessing the landscape and seeing, well, this is new. I haven't looked at it this way before. And everything looks safe. I don't know how the heck you got up there or how you're going to get down, but you managed it and you're having a nice little trip and just kind of taking it all in. From the Archangel card, I got the Archangel of Clarity who says, rest, reflect, and recharge. And maybe that's what you're doing on the observing, taking it all in, integrating it, this new information into your mind and your spirit. It's not a big action card, oh, unicycle or this card, but it's a time for kind of reassessment. And from the feathers deck, I got the nuthatch. Welcome the new knowledge and perspective coming to you. And of course, the nuthatch, you can climb up or then turn around and climb down. Multi-directional. Then lots of other birds can't quite do that. So you've got it in you. You've got you can change your mind. You can go up. You can go down. You have the ability to plot your own course in whatever way is going to be most beneficial and let the new knowledge and perspective be of benefit to you. And then the final card I got was the Eight of Cups, which sometimes looks sort of sad. It's the walking away. So maybe during this period of reflecting and seeing things from a new perspective, you see the old ways. I used to love these old ways. They're not serving me anymore. And even though it's kind of under the moon, and here we are in a new moon, things aren't all clear in the distance, but I feel like it's in my best interest after taking this time to observe, reflect, recharge, see things from a new perspective to say, I'm going this way. And it'll be a new adventure. We'll see. And there's lots of water there, lots of love and support for you along your trip. So I hope that was helpful for you, Nancy.
Beautiful, Joan. Well done.
Well, Nancy, um, you are getting lots of advice today. It's amazing. So when I tuned into your spirit, the first thing they showed me is you sitting on my stage, weaving a little box. You were weaving, kind of basket weaving a little bit. So if that makes sense to you, because the basket weaving doesn't quite make sense to me, but you're making a little box for you to stand on. So it's very tightly woven. It's really it's to go higher and higher, and you're working on your path, trying to build something to go higher and higher. And they wanted you to know that it's not one thing, because I saw you build a little box, stand on it, and then you started working on another box. But it wasn't, in this case, you were building something out of concrete that was a little more stable, and it was going up, and it was a little bit taller than that. And they said, you are always building your mission, the mission you were given for this life. You're always working on it. You're always trying to build something a little bit bigger on your path going. And they said, but here's what we want you to know. It's not one mission. None of us have, there's only a few of us that have one mission. Most of us have multiple missions. And I just realized this about myself recently, that this is just one of, right now, this is how my mission is I'm doing this. But maybe the next part of my mission will be doing something a little bit different. And they're saying, keep building your mission, but there's another one coming. There's another. And as that you're putting these building blocks together, making these missions, they're saying there is none too little. Also, because I see that maybe you're working on a little building block, and it's just a teeny tiny building block, and you're feeling a little useless. That this little building block, oh, this is not hardly getting me up higher at all. But it isn't. There's none too little. They all build the mission. Just think about a house. There lots of little bricks, but all the bricks eventually build the house. They all work together. They all integrate together. So don't worry so much right now about your path. You're on the path. You're building it. Have fun with your building blocks, and don't discount the little increments that bring you forward. That's what I got.
Beautiful. All the best to you, Nancy Ray. She does say, I have Pisces North Node, and my path is to let go of judgment and details and be in the flow. So she is allowing it. And she also said, I always see the bigger picture, but need to balance that with everyday life. Balance, I think, is that magic word for sure, Nancy.
Yes.
Yep. All the best to you.
Yes.
All the best to you, Nancy. Thank you very much for all your feedback. So is Denise still here? Is Denise still here? Denise RL5 or something? And somebody wants to know, are two of us related? I think the only thing we might have in common is we all have glasses. So yeah, that's funny.
We all met in a class.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, we did. Oh, good. Denise, you are here. Good. Thanks for letting me know. And Nancy says, you ladies are amazing. Thank you for your wisdom. You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
You're amazing too.
So Denise has this very general message from spirit, but I felt drawn, and I wanted to tune into your energy. I love that little icon. Is that like a troll with like rollers on? I just love it. I love that energy. And
Okay.
so let's tune into Denise with a message from spirit. I'm trying to connect to your energy here. So Denise, I do feel as though you do dance to the beat of a different drummer, and not just because of your icon, but I just feel like you're not one of the cookie cutter types of individuals. Not that that's good or bad, right or wrong. I'm just feeling you tend to be unique and an individual and loving to express this part of you. Um, like you may have pink hair, or you may have tattoos, or you may have like you like to express your individuality and your uniqueness. And I think this is you're really in touch with that, with your spiritual aspect of yourself, and you feel you may have thought that, oh, I'm a different human, or I'm a different individual. Um, it's not it's a, you it is um, but you're not so different that you're not as different as you may think, because fundamentally we all want to express. It's that you have the the tenacity, but the desire, the strong enough desire to express yourself. And I keep dancing around. What is it that you're trying to tell me about, Denise? That it's important to embrace this, which you already do. You have this sense of self that you don't care what anybody thinks. You're going to paint your house pink and be proud of it, and you're not going to worry about what the neighbors think. And I think that there is this little bit of a wonder, like why do I have this little different flair to myself, or this difference? And I want you to know that it's not that you're so different. I feel as though that you may be in the crowd. It's about your surroundings. Like you may be in a strawberry jelly community, but you're in um, you know, a blackberry jam. Uh, I don't know. There's just such a difference. There's like your community expresses itself in one flavor, or one color, or one dimension, or one expression. And because you look around and you don't see others like you, it just means that you are the light worker that is there to raise the vibration of your community, to let them see that they also have individuality and uniqueness, and you are there to help them see that uniqueness in themselves. But I feel as though if you were to go to a certain group or a certain gathering, you would see so many people like you would feel so many people like you. Like a lot of us think that we're the only one, or that we're different, or that we don't see a lot of people like ourselves. It's almost like you're looking to find your tribe. And I just want you to know to hold on to that and to embrace that. And you do to a certain extent, but you always wonder why. You always wonder how this happened. Um, and it's that you were there to help raise the vibration and to remind people of their uniqueness. And it's not as easy when you are not like others. And so that's what I don't know if that made sense to you, or if that was helpful for you. But they just want you to embrace that, and that everything is for a reason. And I think that you do, though. You really do enjoy love. You love to express yourself in a different way, and let others, and you're not afraid to let others see it, and you don't let others um, reflect that back onto you. So that's what I have. How about you,
Beautiful.
ladies? How about you, Joan?
When I tuned in, I didn't really see anything this time. I was just feeling my throat chakra really, really, really strongly, and then crown chakra. So I don't know if you are someone who speaks their truth already, or if you need to kind of um, speak up a little bit more. It might be to a reminder if you want to try toning or singing. And maybe you raise your vibe by singing, or just uh, chanting Om or whatever. But it's something about the vibration of voice might be helpful for you to incorporate that into meditation. But it's like those two chakras are really, really, really tied together. So maybe try doing that. Even humming, they say, can really be beneficial. But when I went to the cards, the first thing I got was ancestry, heal at the root. So maybe there's family stuff from way back going on. And the fact that mainly what I was feeling were high level chakras, maybe it's time to kind of think of if there are things from the past, from family or whatever, to just really ground yourself, feel what needs to be felt and let that go, send it back into the earth, and then kind of dispense yourself your vibration of that and do some healing there. I got, for the third time today, I got the woodpecker. Use your discernment, fortitude to achieve your goals and find a new rhythm. So kind of getting rid of whatever or grounding yourself and getting rid of whatever was kind of holding you back allows you to make a choice and find a new way and perhaps healthier way to express yourself. Maybe not healthier, more beneficial to you at this moment way to express yourself. And then I got another card of kind of letting go and moving on, the Six of Swords, sort of moving to calmer waters and taking something with you. You know, the little child here is coming with you, the things that you that are essential to you and that you truly love, and including this nice guy who's helping you get across the river. All these supports are there for you, but you're also taking the knowledge that you gain from dealing with all those swords and taking, going across the river to start anew. So there might be some things you need to leave behind and find that new rhythm and live a little bit happier, more high frequency life. How about you, Terri?
Well, when I tuned into your spirit, Denise, I immediately saw you in kind of in a spiritual area. And the first thing I heard them say is, "She's sweet. She's sweet." They sense the sweetness of your spirit or the sweetness of your voice or whatever. They're saying she is sweet to us. And then I saw you holding your hands way above your head, and you were grasping this huge bouquet of flowers, and you're offering it to the universe. You are offering it to your spirit guides, the creator, the universe, whoever you believe in. You have been doing this. So I bet either you have a practice of gratitude right now, or you need to develop one right now, because they see you holding up these flowers to them, or holding up this gift that you're trying to give them in some way, and they say it is received. So whatever you've been trying to do with them, it is received. And then I asked more about it, and it said that you not only is it received, we see your heart. We see what you're trying to do and where you're trying to grow. It is done. Whatever it is you want, it's done. They're giving it to you. It's done. It's completely done. And they just said it again. We see your heart. So that's what you get.
Wow, that was really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
I got
Denise
chills with that.
says, "Oh my gosh, you make me cry." She also says, "I'm taking time for myself to inner find and heal." And she also says, "I'm trying to find a way to release and heal." Mm-hmm.
Good for you. Looks like you're doing a good job of it, Denise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when I was describing her as dancing to the beat of a different drummer, she says, "Yes, I get that. True." Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, you have beautiful energy there, Denise. Thank you so much for coming. She says, "I talk to my spirits every day and I feel them." Oh, they feel you right back. How sweet.
Yeah.
Wow. that was really telling that they
Yeah.
talked to you right back and that they heard you. They received it. Very nice. Craig Dixon is here. Hi, Craig. Nice to see you. And Exploring Fish 9, welcome. They say they're new here. Thanks for coming and being new. Let me see. Lindsay Smith, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. And Racdon, I don't know, Racdhon is here. Michelle Krantz is here. Carrie S. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Peaceful Please is here. So nice to see everybody. Dora Romero, everybody. There's so many people here. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, you're welcome. Look, Denise is just overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, that was really beautiful. Go back and listen to that again, Denise. Good for you. Good for you. They're beautiful readings, ladies. You guys are tremendous. Well, that's going to be our show for today. And Terry and I both have another show later on. And then also later in the week, please do catch up with us again on our next live. Please do make sure you are subscribed to all of our channels so that you do know when we go live. And in addition, if anybody is interested in a reading, all three of us offer private readings, and all of that information can be found on our respective YouTube channel description area. You can find that. So please do check that out. We really do appreciate it. Terry, we'll be seeing you later on today on the YouTube. She'll be going live. I'll be going live. So we hope to see everybody back again a little later.
Yep. Thank you, Jean, for hosting. It's been, and thank you for choosing such wonderful questions.
And thank you to everybody who came. Just a lovely, lovely group today.
It was a wonderful group. Thank you all for being here. Bye-bye now.
Bye now.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.